Hello everyone, welcome to Dorothy Chia Piano, where I talk about all things piano teaching and piano learning. Today we're going to talk about getting yourself a mentor. If you've been teaching year after year, perhaps 5 years, a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, and you're always giving and giving and giving and giving, and at some point you start asking yourself, what are you doing? What are you doing for yourself? Are you teaching the same way all the time? Do you find yourself teaching the way that you were taught? Do you use the same books for the past 10, 20 years? Have you looked at the new books in the market? Or you're totally not interested because you tell yourself, these have worked for me and therefore it's going to work for the kids. So you just use the same book that you're very familiar with and ignore all the other things that is new to the market. Do you find that previously you were a young teacher and then now you are the same age as the parents of your students, and then gradually you find that you are much older than the parents of the students, and or maybe you are the same generation as the grandparents of your students that you're teaching. So you find that there's going to be a generation gap. Now all this points to signs that you have to move with the time. You have to upgrade yourself. Your students are not going to change, okay? So what are you doing about it? Have you modified your own teaching? Have you tweaked your own teaching? We all know that even if you are the safest driver on the roads, yeah, we all have blind spots. That your rear view mirror or your side view mirror can only capture a certain angle, and at some point if another driver cuts into your lane and they are caught in your blind spot, you do not see them. It is not that you don't want to see them, you just absolutely do not see them. So we all have blind spots, me included. Alright, so today I'm going to talk about this idea of having a mentor. And it's an idea that I think very few of us even think about. All of us most of the time think that we're going to set up shop, we're going to teach, and then we're going to teach till the day we retire and call it a day. So there's this interesting write-up online. I found it today, I was reading it, so I thought I'll share it with you. It's in pianodao.com, and it talks about, ask yourself the following questions when you go about your search of possible mentor. Alright? Where and when did they train, and what are their qualifications? Now, why do you ask this question? So obviously you want someone that has some credibility, because qualifications do at the end of the day matter. So it shows that there's some knowledge, and that knowledge has a secure foundation. Alright? What performing experience do they have? So are they currently still actively playing the piano? Do they teach a variety of students? Are they practicing? Do they have an ongoing studio? Do they teach students? Okay, have they ever taught piano in an established organization or always alone? So some teachers start off working in bigger organization. So like myself, when I first came out, I was with Cristofori, and then Yamaha Academy, and Nanyang Academy of Fine Arts, NTU, SMI. So these are the places that I've taught in an institutional setting. So I guess this person is talking about that, because I think teaching in an institution gives you a very different experience from just teaching on your own. Yeah, and like I said, it goes to this blind spot idea. What has become of their former piano students? Do they still play? All right, so if I again use myself as an example, a lot of my piano students that I've taught in the past 30 over years are now practicing piano teachers. They are either teaching on their own or they have set up music schools. Some are in the mainstream school because they've gone on to train at the Institute of Education, and they're now teaching in mainstream school. So that is where I know that my own students have moved on. How many regular students do they currently teach, and in what context? So we are all at different phases in our life. So some only teach, some are still engaged in activities such as writing books or giving seminars, giving workshops. Personally, I play for church. I've been doing that for a long time until it got interrupted by COVID. But things have sort of resumed back to some normalcy. So I do go back to play for church and for weekly masses. So that keeps me active, and I do get to practice what I learn and what I enjoy doing with and share it with the society. Another thing to ask of mentors is, do they teach children, adults, or a mixture? Do they work with only beginners or only advanced students? So depending on what you are searching, so you would want a mentor that has a wide variety of experience, because the better they are exposed to these variety of teaching different ages, different types of students in different settings, in group setting, in private setting, in one-to-one setting, then the more they have to share with you. Just last week, we had a workshop given by Mr. Lu Ban Hian, and he covered every single repertoire in the ABRSM piano exam series for 2023-2024. And I was very impressed. I mean, although I have a Master's of Music in Pedagogy and Performance, I was still very amazed because I know the amount of preparation that needs to go into preparing 100 over pieces to teach to an audience of piano teachers. So that I personally admire that. If I had the time, of course, I would also want to do that, but we all have other responsibility, and this year has been a tough year because my mom is sick. So that got me thinking that when you look at a person, how generous is this person in their sharing? Okay, do they teach and then they hold back because they are afraid that if they teach you, then you are going to be better than them? Okay, so find yourself a mentor that is generous, honest, and can share with you as well as troubleshoot problems. So I'm coming up with a mentor learn as you earn. Okay, I would call it learn as you earn, all right? So it's targeted at young teachers. It's also targeted at teachers that have taught for a long time but is willing to come for a refresher. Basically, this is roughly the concept, yeah? That you would be learning, you'd be drafting lesson plan, we will have role play, and also observation, peer critique, and a real live hands-on teaching. So peer-to-peer learning, but being open to the idea that you are not alone in this journey, but you are also learning as you go along. So I hope to give more information on this. So if you're keen to find out more, my email is in the comment box below, so do look for it and then drop me an email saying that you're keen to in this mentor learn as you earn scheme. So this will be for looking ahead to 2023, but we're going to start soon, next month. Yeah, and do drop me an email and I'll get back to you. So that's it for today. Find yourself a mentor. It does not need to be me, but it's definitely food for thought that you continually upgrade yourself and look out for your blind spots, and until you know where your weaknesses are, you can't really work on improving your teaching. Okay, so that's it for today. So till the next week, bye-bye.